Hi, progressive women, and welcome to our space for women like you and I are unblocking, reinventing ourselves, and progressing our deepest desired life that we love. And we are doing this by encouraging it imperfectly. Encouraging it imperfectly. And one of the areas we need to encourage imperfectly is the area of our health. Because in our second act, we need to be very mindful about our health. And obviously, one of the areas where we have had a struggle with as women is our relationship with food. It is how do we relate with food? We eat when we are angry, we eat when we are hungry. We eat when we are upset with someone, we eat when you're stressed at work, we eat when you're stressed at home. We eat to celebrate an achievement, we eat because our child is not behaving the way they are supposed to behave. We just look for a reason to eat all the time. And when it comes to our second act, we really need to take care of this vehicle, this body that's going to take us through, is going to carry us through into our deepest desired life that we love, in a sense. So, let me talk about women and emotional eating because that's one of the challenges that we face. And obviously, as we advance in age, as we get into our second act, into our after midday ages, between the age of 40 to about the age of 60, of course, our bodies are changing. The way that the body processed food is not the way that is processing food today. And therefore, we need to establish, to ensure that the fuel we are putting into this body in terms of food, that fuel is clean fuel. It is not contaminated, it is not toxic fuel, but it's fuel that really fuels the body, leaves you energized, leaves you refreshed. That's what the kind of eating that we want to do in our second act. But when someone annoys them, and especially someone who's closest to them, it is like they're eating that issue or eating the person, like, how could you do this to me? How could you? They just get upset and they take their battle to the plates. They decide the plate is what I need to overcome. I need to overcome this. But that's not what we need to be dealing with, is being able to deal with the issues and fuel our bodies and ensure that we are fueling our bodies in a very healthy way. So, one of the things I've come to realize after midday or in the second act of our lives is what worked for me in my earlier years is not working for me now. For example, I really enjoyed to have endless cups of tea with milk. This is Kenyan tea boiled in a teapot properly and has milk. And once in a while I spice it up, but mostly just as it is, it was okay. But after midday, one of the things I've realized is that my body does not receive the milk very well. So the milk will get me constipated. It will make me to feel nauseated. So I don't take the milk all of the time because it has a different reaction in my body now. Than the way that it did many years ago. So being able to see what has changed. The other thing that has changed for me is wheat, and especially chapati. Chapati is one of the things, I was an expert at making them whenever there were visitors in my mother's house. I made the chapos and etc. But now, not working for me anymore. So you will find me, I always say I'm a courtesy chapati eater. I'll eat a small slice just for courtesy reasons, but they hold no attraction for me anymore, and my body does not digest them that well. It always leaves me constipated, and I can be that way for a few days, depending on the amount of chapatis I've eaten. So you've got to understand that what worked for you will not work now. So therefore, the way that the body receives what you're feeding it is the chemicals, because food is also chemical. The chemicals you're putting in, because that's the way it's translated by the body and is used up by the body, is very different from the way that it was many years ago. So I would like to hear from you, by the way. What is no longer working for you, and yet you used to love it when you were younger? For me, it was tea. What is it for you that you were like, this? I used to love this so much, I now struggle with it. I would like to hear that. why don't you head over to lemonibitterly.com, and when you're there, leave a comment. Let me know what doesn't work for you anymore. So that's one. Number two is to know how you feel after you have eaten. Do you feel just full? Because there are people who just eat to be full. Do you feel energized? Do you feel exhilarated, relaxed? How do you feel after you've eaten? Because here's the thing: whenever you eat something that's not good for your body, after you're done eating, immediately you have picked that last slice on the pizza box. You feel guilty. You're like, oh God, now he's going to help me. You just feel it. So how do you feel? And you have to determine how you want to feel before you even start eating, because you have a choice, darling. You do have a choice on what you're going to put in. So I would like for you that before you choose what you're eating, decide how you want to feel. Okay? And I'm not saying that you live such a dull life that you never enjoy a slice of pizza once in a while, or chicken, or whatever it is, but it's important that the practice should be that you're feeding your body with good fuel. It is like saying, once in a while I want to be putting diesel in my petrol car, or petrol in my diesel car, or paraffin in my diesel car. Just once in a while, once a week. So what I mean, even this engine needs to get used to this kind of other fuels that exist. You didn't do that. You know that would be really you unless you want to buy a new car. That's what it would mean. So it's the same thing. We don't have that kind of luxury to say I just want to go and buy a new body. So we need to take care of this one that we have, and we have to be careful about the fuel we are putting into it. So how do you want to feel after you've eaten? And then number 3, the other thing I want to talk about is you need to learn to nourish your body. Ask yourself, what am I eating? What is this? What am I now? How am I nourishing my body? As opposed to just this food on the plate, let me eat. Is about, I'm taking carbohydrates. That means I'm giving my body energy. What else am I putting into this? How am I nourishing my body other than just feeding myself? Feeding the hunger. And by the way, there's a video that I did some time back. It's a video on the 7 hungers that food cannot fill. I'll put a link below. Please make sure that you go and watch that video as well. Okay. Then the other thing is to quit snacking for a month. I know this is gonna be a difficult one. There's somewhere I read where they were even saying, even try snacking with your other hand. If you're left-handed, try snacking with your right hand. If you're right-handed, but for me, it doesn't make a difference. It's a snack. I love, for example, I love the Matoke crisps. Even if I pick them with the left hand, it didn't make a difference. I was still picking, and I was like, oh, they're so yummy. But I think it's when you can give yourself a period of time. Say, you know what, just for a month, I'm not going to eat any unhealthy snack. You can snack, but not unhealthy snacks. I'm going to snack on only something healthy in good amounts for a month. But what also works for me is when I go to the kitchen, I will pick right the opposite. So I go in the kitchen to pick banana crisps, and instead I pick a carrot. It's the direct opposite of what I would ordinarily have picked. That has helped. But if you can just give yourself a month of not snacking, and then during that month, also make sure that you don't go for second rounds and you don't pile up your plate. Just put enough. Don't pile up. Don't go for second rounds. Just put enough, and then don't snack. You will see how your body will begin to take in the food. So with that, remember to subscribe on the channel. Please subscribe, and let's continue this conversation. We need a community of mature women who are dealing with their prime matters, prime issues, prime challenges, prime victories, prime conversations. So this is a place where we have those prime conversations. And so subscribe. Let's ring the bell so that you can be able to get notifications. We put up the video every Tuesday. And also always leave a comment. What other content would you like me to cover? I appreciate people who are giving us who are sending me emails to say this is what I am dealing with. And I would like you to become one of those people who are contributors also to this community. All right. So with that, remember, everything that you've been through, every experience, every rise and every fall has prepared you for your next chapter. What you need to do is to start where you are and keep progressing imperfectly. Why? Because you, my friend, are a bold, blessed woman. See you next time.